This is absolutely insane. Ever since launching Political News Club last August, I've come across some truly wild stories about why the UK can't deport foreign criminals, but this one takes the cake. It's probably the most outrageous case I've ever seen. I was watching GB News yesterday when Patrick Christys shared a segment that honestly blew my mind. He explained why a terrorist can't be deported from the United Kingdom, and the reasons are nothing short of ridiculous. What makes this even crazier? The guy wants to be deported. He's begging to leave the country. Despite the horrifying things he planned to do to innocent people in the UK, it's somehow against his human rights to be removed. Rather than go through the entire story myself, I'll let Patrick break it down because he presents it really well. You absolutely need to watch this. This is one of those moments where you understand exactly why so many people in Britain are fed up with the system. As always, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and let's dive into this madness. Patrick begins by calling this the most unbelievable immigration story in British history, and honestly, he might be right. We're talking about a terrorist, Aaron Khalid, who plotted to detonate 8 bombs in Birmingham. This would have been our version of 9/11, possibly even more devastating than the 7/7 attacks. One of his accomplices, Ashik Ali, was planning to wear a suicide vest and shoot people. In 2013, Khalid was sentenced to at least 18 years in prison. Recently, he had a parole hearing, and Patrick got his hands on the documents. For the record, Khalid was denied parole. He's still considered a serious threat, a radical Islamist who has shown no signs of change. But what the documents reveal is jaw-dropping. It's a perfect example of how broken the system truly is. Khalid gave up his British citizenship. He's now a Pakistani national. The Home Office wants to deport him. The public definitely wants him gone. He himself wants to leave. He's even signed a disclaimer saying he wants to go back to Pakistan. This isn't just some administrative hiccup, this guy is actively asking to be deported. But here's where it goes off the rails. The documents from the parole board say that even though there's a deportation order in place, it can't be enforced because of human rights concerns. The panel had to assess the potential risk Khalid might pose not just in the UK, but in Pakistan. They said once he's sent back, it's up to Pakistan to decide how to handle him. But here's the kicker. They're worried about whether Khalid could manage himself safely if returned. So the whole argument seems to be, we'd rather keep a dangerous terrorist here than risk how he might behave elsewhere. So now we're stuck with a man who tried to orchestrate mass murder. He wants to leave. The UK government wants him gone. The public is crying out for justice. And human rights lawyers are saying he has to stay, for his own protection, or for the protection of others. We went back to the parole board for clarification. They couldn't, or wouldn't, explain what the specific human rights concerns were. But it seems like they're afraid he might hurt someone if deported. Okay, but if the concern is about the Pakistani public, that's not the UK's call. That's a matter for Pakistan. Why is it our problem? It's bad enough that people who cross the channel illegally are allowed to stay. Or that convicted criminals can't be sent back because their families might suffer emotionally. We've had absurd cases where people stayed because their kids like British chicken nuggets better than the food back home. But this is a whole new level. A terrorist who tried to massacre innocent civilians in the name of ideology still poses a clear threat, and yet, here we are, keeping him in the country against his will. I honestly can't think of anything more insane. This is modern-day Britain in 2025. It's completely baffling. We're housing people who openly hate this country, who've plotted against its citizens, and yet we can't remove them, even when they're asking to leave. And then people wonder why public frustration is boiling over. These stories aren't rare anymore. They're becoming a daily reality. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.